Radicals and compounds. In this, I think so compound is more important, but still radicals can be asked. When two or more atoms of element are the atoms which are not stable. They combine themselves or they combine with others and behave as a single unit showing a valency. Example, ammonium might be the only positive radical, and there are many negative, means electronegative radicals, many. I'll show you in the valency list. Like you can see, I have already underlined them: bicarbonate, bisulfite, bisulfate. Then we have so many: hydroxide, nitrite, nitrate, permanganate, aluminum chlorate, silicate, peroxide. We have so many. We have so many: dichromate, thiosulfate. These are asked in exams sometimes for valency. Then we have compound is a pure substance formed by chemical combination, is very important, by of two or more elements in a definite proportion, is really very important, these two words. HCl, water, carbon dioxide, they are examples. Always homogeneous means like in water. Take we have water like this. One second. Yeah, we have water, and in that, oh, we can see that only water is there. We can't see things like hydrogen, oxygen. We can only see one water. That's why they are homogeneous. It's not like different layers of water have different chemical combinations. No, it is not that. It is homogeneous. It has a definite set of properties. Water's boiling point will always be 100 degrees Celsius unless you take to mountains where some boiling and freezing point changes. 100 degrees Celsius is equal to 373 kelvins. Then has definite proportion of components. H2O. It cannot be H. It cannot be H. Sorry, H3O. It can never be H3O. It can only be H2O. Definite. And components don't retain original properties. Hydrogen and oxygen are gases, but water is a liquid unless you heat it. Then crisscross method is very important in an exam point of view. Potassium chloride. Yeah, if you have memorized the valency list, then nice, or you need valency. For example, potassium is K plus 1 and Cl is Cl minus 1. So we'll come here, crisscross method. Then KCl would be the formula, and I'll tell how I derived it. K plus 1 and Cl minus 1. They both go like this: 1, 1 gets cancelled, which gives us KCl. Then barium hydroxide. Ba is plus 2, OH is minus. Come like this: 1 and 2. When it is like this, it forms barium hydroxide. And where the sodium acetate. Now for acetate, we have to remember few things. I'll just erase this part. Okay, acetate, we have to remember that acetate is CH3COO minus and Na plus. Now acetate comes, a chloride and hydroxide, they were negative, so they came in the ending. But acetate being negative, it is an organic radical. That's why it comes before the positive element or radical. So when we do crisscross, ones get cut and we get sodium acetate as CH3COONA. It's not NaCH3COO. Many people go wrong here. Then chemical equations is symbolic representation of a chemical reaction in the terms of symbols and formulae. Like I said, simple. So H2 plus O2, 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. This is a chemical equation. Reactants and products. Reactant take part, and on left hand side products are formed, which are on right hand side. Reactants are connected by plus symbol. So if there is anything plus, like for example plus H2, this will also be a plus, but in this case it's not, so I'll erase it not to give wrong knowledge. Okay, yeah. Then by plus symbol, this is arrow sign, like we have here. Like we can give O2 plus C, give CO2. And for gases it is represented up, liquids nothing, and if there is a precipitate like PbCl taken means PbCl twice, it's a precipitate, so down arrow symbol. Balanced chemical equation is an equation where number of atoms on reactant side is equal to number of atoms on product side. Now why it is present? There is a law called law of conservation of mass, which says that mass should be conserved in every chemical reaction. So I'll show two examples because this video I don't want to drag it very long. In this case we have PbO and PbO and PbNO3, NO3 taken twice, NaNO3 and Na2O. Always divide it like this. Then we have one Pb, one Pb, but we have two nitrates. So this is called trial and error method. First we will give 2 and let's see does it get balanced. If it gets balanced, then it is very simple. Yes, this was simple very much, but they are very difficult. I've given link in description for more exercises. Then AgI, or the silver iodide, and iron means, yeah, iron carbonate. So I think so we have to just take it. Now again we have to trial and error till we get the correct one. So 3Az taken twice, so we need 6Az here, so that there will be 6 on right side. Then we have 6 iodides, so we have to take 2 here, so 2 into 3 is equal to 6 iodides on right side, 2 ions, and we have 3 carbonates on both sides. So I'll just show the final one. 6, 2 and 3 gives the final answer for balancing. This is very important. It is at least 7 marks in a 80 marks paper of 9 class. You will get this. Chemical equation, the information given and information not given. Chemical nature, like it can be either acid, base or salt, we can get to know. Reversibility, is it reversible symbol or irreversible symbol? From that we can get to know its reversibility. Physical states, if stated like I stated here, this gas symbol means CO2 is a gas, like that. Concentration of reactants or bases is not known. For example, if we get acid and water as products, we won't get to know how much of acid is dissolved in water. Time or speed of reaction is not known. We can't get to know how much time does it take. It can be spontaneous or it can be slow. Color changes are not known unless stated, and it's very few times stated, that's why it's given and not given. And physical states are stated, that's why it's given in information given. Energy evolved or consumed is not known unless given, which is hardly given. So